Welcome. Guys, this seems incredible to me. I don't know if this guy had a lapse or what happened to him. He's not very bright, which I don't think is the case. I don't think so. But maybe he's really messed up, right? Maybe that's it. Due to our recent discussion, let's now consider his comments. Asencio, there will be people who say they haven't seen it, but what has this guy done? And it happened right there. It happened right there. Well, he lost his mind. No, calm down. It's a comment. It's a comment you just don't make. That's not something you say in public because you're in public there about your coach. And even if it seems like an innocent phrase, you don't cross those lines. It just can't happen. It can't happen. And I hope it's just the usual thing. It's happened to all of us. You say something, and a split second later, you think, oh, why did I say that? Hasn't that happened to us all? I'm trying to be empathetic here with Asencio, when he has, he's shown himself to be a great professional. And come on, to give everything to go to Madrid with that fracture he had, the problem he had in his tibia, then with the other problem and all that. But that's where it all comes from. That's where it all starts. Let's discuss some of Mbappe's recent moves that amazed me. And about Olise, right? That Madrid would be going after the French player from Bayern this coming summer for more than 100 million. And it's not just anyone saying it. It's not just anyone saying it. A guy with good information on Bayern, and he's not just anyone, but let's take it step by step. About Asencio, he was signing shirts and stuff after training, or when he arrived, I think it was after training, and suddenly he says this.
Why aren't you playing, Asencio? That's what I'm saying.
I think maybe when he said it, he regretted it, but the truth came out. Often when you say something like that, it comes from deep inside. It's just an impulse, right? You can't say that. Ask Carvalho, ask the coach. You can't say that. You can't say that. You have to stay quiet there. And in any case, laughing it off was fine. And that's it. Although it's a phrase I insist because someone might say to me, but what's wrong with it? Although it's a phrase where literally he's not saying anything bad, but it's worth noting. Well, there, the other day we were saying, we read it in Marca and we were saying, do we believe it or not? And I said, to me, it's plausible. To me, it's plausible. And there's nothing there that really stands out to make me think this isn't true. Besides, I think Diario AS is also going in that direction today. Obviously, something happened. And what happened was probably what happened here. Well, Arbeloa thought the coach was going to reward his effort at Madrid with more starts, but no, he got pissed off. No. And then he made the mistake of not apologizing in time. Once he finally did, he started making the squad, but then this slipped out. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think. By the way, well, Militao is back now, but we talked about it in the previous video. Arbeloa said that they're all going to start against Girona, both Militao, Camavinga, and Jude Bellingham, 3 players, each for their own reasons, who aren't starters. At this point in the season, they're not regular starters. Militao is still returning from injury. Bellingham, returning from injury, has lost his starting spot to a kid who earned it. And Camavinga, well, because he goes in and out. Anyway, he'll need to get minutes to see if he can replace Tchouaméni, which we'll have to see at the Allianz. All that asterisk with Amavisca. Uyamavisca. Wait, is it Amavisca? Camavinga? Did they reach vowels, Amavisca? Oh my. Camavinga, it's just that in terms of vowels, they're kind of similar. It's an assonant rhyme, right? Well, that's it. That's what Camavinga has, right? That he doesn't quite finish, and then his tactical indiscipline, right? You can't trust him. You just can't trust him. But anyway, about Militao, Arbeloa said, well, he praised him a lot. I think we all agree. Militao, when he's at his best, is the best centre-back in the world. And it's a shame that in this team, he's been in and out so much because of all the serious injuries he's had. Because Asencio, who we keep seeing on screen, yes, and I hope he doesn't mess up again, could easily be a very good 4th centre-back for Real Madrid. But Real Madrid needs to raise the level. And don't tell me now that Prime Militao isn't better than Prime Asencio. Of course, this is Madrid, and just being at Madrid is amazing. What Nacho did for so many years at Madrid is incredible. It's incredible. And he was the 4th choice center-back. And when others got injured, well, he was there, right? And winning the Champions League when Sergio Ramos and company were injured. Look, Nacho and Militao earned their starting spots during a time toward the end of the 2021 season when Varane and Sergio Ramos got injured, right? Well, let's see more about these Mbappe moves I have here. There are things, man, that are just incredible. I mean, do you remember this play? Vinicius comes running, slows down a bit. He's coming in fast, slows down a bit, and he's up against Upamecano. And what happens next is that when the camera zooms out, you say, where are his teammates, right? And you see that Mbappe, well, anyway, same as always, that Mbappe, instead of stepping into the box, is waiting for those coming from behind to offer something to Vinicius. The option Mbappe is offering now isn't what the center forward should be giving Vinicius at all. That's the kind of option someone arriving from deeper should be giving him. Some may say the midfielders just hadn't arrived yet, excuse me. If Mbappe moves forward, they arrive. If not, besides, what you do is draw attention to Mbappe making a run in the box. And maybe you even leave more space for Vinicius. And if Vinicius can't give you the pass in the end and he can't do it himself, then he just passes it back. But don't make Vinicius pass it back after his great run when Mbappe is just standing still. Standing still. Look, I mean, the huge space Mbappe has here to offer another option. Difficult in any case. But I don't know. Trying to get behind the center backs is tough because they're standing still. And it's hard to get behind someone who's not moving. I mean, unless it's a counterattack that's already well organized or established, right? Where maybe you could have a numerical advantage, which isn't the case in this play, but I don't know, offer something. Mbappe just standing there as always, right? I insist, and I'll repeat, making this clear. To me, Mbappe is almost impossible to leave out or not have as a starter. I don't believe he's a cancer or any of that. He's a guy with countless goals, the top scorer for Real Madrid, but there's also more to him. When he plays, look, there was a stat showing the others score more goals when he doesn't play. And when he plays, well, it's not like that anymore because he's the one who scores. And what does he create? Well, it's clear that he creates and it's clear that he scores them. A bigger one didn't, but he scored against Bayern. But man, really, and I don't want to go any further, but well, let's go there too. There are movements that honestly, this is a picture, this is a still photo, something very static where, well, here at this moment, it would be a bit unfair to do what's shown in the image. I use it as an example because it happens many times. Where does the number 9 go here? The striker, right, where it's empty, right? And Mbappe is right next to Vinicius. Sometimes in that play, they just move a bit closer together and that's it. We're not going to judge based on this image, but we've seen it many times. That's why I'm showing it, because this happens over and over again. De estas imágenes. And then there's this other one, man. It's a run by Vinicius because he gets to the end line. And let's see if the video loads, because this is exactly the kind of thing where, okay, it's recorded from the stands, remember, right? He totally confuses Upamecano here, gets past him, and so on. And when, man, honestly, there are practically 3 men already in the 6-yard box and 2 with Vinicius. I mean, Vinicius draws the attention of 2 guys. For a winger like Vinicius, the opposing team always has to have, just like Madrid does with Luis Diaz or Olise, there always has to be a second guy there, right? But there are 3 Bayern players there, and you can't even see where the Madrid players are. And now you'll see who they were. I mean, damn, he has to pass the ball back. Valverde gets there already, the guy, somehow, but Bellingham is already crouched down saying, just give it to me. No, Bellingham, you have to move like in your first year when you're looking for those number 9 positions. What can't happen, man? What can't happen is that while Vinicius is doing this, Mbappé is still hanging back. Opciones de 9. Lo que no puedes... Bellingham standing still too. And the one who got a little closer to the 6-yard box after running much more than either of these two is Valverde, man. Sorry, it's just unbelievable. But here, the one to blame isn't just Mbappé, who is largely at fault because he's the number 9, the one who has to get into the 6-yard box. Bellingham, if you see that Jude isn't doing it, you go in, man. I don't know. Really, sorry. These are very basic things. I think Arbeloa knows this, but he says, hey, but at the same time, this guy scores a ton of goals. I don't know anymore, but the other day, Mbappé, in an interview, admitted that, no, if I don't defend, it's true that the team suffers. But it's not just about not defending, man. It's that you don't even take up basic number 9 positions. I'm not saying always, but on some occasions, come on. Anyway, and of course, another topic of the day, well, like I was saying, right? This gentleman, Christian Falk, says, Christian Falk, hero of football at Bild. It's true that it's Bild, that newspaper that's always been a bit sensationalist and all that. This guy has almost 400,000 followers, specialist in Bayern news. And he says that Real Madrid could make a big effort this summer to sign Michael Olise. That Florentino Perez was amazed. Always the same thing, right? He was amazed by the performance, the level of the recent win, as if we hadn't seen it already, as if we didn't know who Olise is, really. I don't watch much international football anymore since I don't have time at home, but I still catch Madrid, some Barca, and similar matches. But damn, we had seen Olise. Damn, we had definitely seen him. I mean, there are many of us who say that if he's not at the same level, maybe even a bit more than Lamine Yamal, but with much less marketing. Of course, now we're just noticing him. And now we're supposed to pay over 100 million for Olise? Really? Plus, Bayern will just let you take him, right? They'll just let you take him? A direct rival of yours? What kind of joke is this? I'll also tell you that he came from Crystal Palace for 50 million euros. 50 million euros and maybe even more, 60. That's what's unbelievable. Today, Iñaki Angulo, well, he breaks the news and all that, that they're going to fire Jose Angel Sanchez, that they're firing him, that they're letting him go. I don't know if it has anything to do with it. I haven't listened to Iñaki. I just saw the headline. I don't know if, among other reasons, it's because of, well, the rest or not or whatever. I mean, the fact that Madrid isn't paying attention to these guys and now wants to sign them, but this has always happened, always. Now they want to sign them when they're already worth more than 100 million, right? Instead of getting there, well, we've also done it right many times with Vinicius, with Valverde, with Rodrigo. Okay, fine. Come on, what's this joke about Olise being great just because we saw him the other day at the Bernabeu? Seriously. Anyway, hope things go well for you all. Like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe, comment, and share. I have some interesting things for the next one, but I'll leave them out now or this will take too long. All right, have a good night. Bye.